46% of adults begin a diet as a New Year's resolution, but 23% of the adults don't make it by the first week, and 36% of adults don't make it by the first month. Have you ever been one of them? I have this year, but for good reason. I was sick. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about factors, 5 important factors that you will want to consider before starting the carnivore diet successfully. Sizzle, serve, yum. The carnivore diet is basically an animal-based diet. It's just meat. The purpose behind the whole diet is pretty much to getting back to eating clean again, removing processed foods that don't serve your body, and also just getting back to the basics of how we can eat and not having to worry about garbage being filled in our car, like Oreos and all those other cool little snacks we used to have, right? But it's also going to be a great way to eliminate any kind of allergens that you could have potentially had from your diet. So that's pretty much in a nutshell what the carnivore diet is. But there are some common misconceptions about the carnivore diet, such as, people think that you'll be nutrient deficient, which is not true at all. You will get what you need from meat. It doesn't all have to come from plants, And then you have some people that might actually say that the meat itself is not healthy to eat. It's not heart healthy to eat, but it's fine to eat. And then you also have people that may have some seasonal changes where they may only have access to meat certain times of the year. Maybe certain cuts might be cheaper than others during certain times of the year. So this is 5 factors I'm going to be telling you about that you want to keep in mind before you're actually starting the carnivore diet. And the first one is going to be like your health goals. So you want to think, what is my weight, right? Maybe you're wanting to hit a certain goal weight, right? Or maybe you want to hit even like a certain measurement, but you have to think it's going to take a commitment, right? So you have to think to yourself, what can I commit? What time can I commit? Can I do this after the holiday season, which is perfect because it's right now, right? There's nothing really going on too much in January. But also you want to think about how you want to start when there's like less social commitments. So going to parties is very difficult. When I started the carnivore diet, I had to do something, go to this women's tea brunch with my daughter, and they had all of these delicious foods and I could not eat them. I'm talking about macarons. They had like every single dessert you can think of that I wanted and I couldn't eat it. But anyway, that just kind of helps you to think about that and not putting yourself in situations that can cause you to have triggers. The next thing is, the second factor is having a pre-existing health condition. So if you have like pre-diabetes or you have anything like that or surgery, you always want to consult with your doctor first before when is the best time for you to start a health plan like this. This is I don't like saying the word diet because I never felt like that was a good word anyway. So I'll just say lifestyle, but you'll definitely want to make sure you're talking to your doctor because your doctor may have some feedback on specifically for you when you could start these things. So make sure you're looking at that factor as well. Factor number 3 is going to be where I fall, which is a cold or /flu. Never would I think I would be in this situation. Well over a year from now, I had made the decision to become a full-time, strict carnivore, and I was able to do it all the way up until, I want to say, it was a few bumps in the road this past year, but all the way up until November. Yeah, and after that, I just tripped and fell, and it just went downhill from there. But with the cold, going back to the cold, there's actually been some research by John Hopkins Medicine, and it states that if you take the time to rest during colds, right, that's going to help to strengthen your immune system. But if you are not fully going through the recovery period, it will prolong the sickness. I'm so glad I did this research because I was ready to hit the gym, guys. I haven't gone to the gym, and now this is week 2, and I was going stir crazy. But here's the thing. When you're sick, right, your body is recovering from a stressful factor that happened. Your body was fighting off whatever illness it was, and now you're coming back into the game, and that's a stress factor, right? So in order to lessen the stress factor, you have to kind of ease yourself back into it. So that means still taking care of yourself during the recovery period. So what does that look like? It's going to look something like this. You may need to add more fluids. So I got like this 50-ounce bottle of Element. Yes, it sounds crazy, but that's what's been helping me through a lot of the sickness. Yeah, I'm gonna have to admit to you, I did drink a different kind of electrolyte and it didn't make me feel good. But at that time, it was the only one that I had available because I could not get my Element. Once I got my box Elements, I just stopped drinking that stuff, switched over, and I started drinking this. So the Element is gonna help to keep you hydrated. That's gonna help stay away from the body cramps and the aches and pains. It's going to help with, especially if you have the flu. That's what I think I had. But goodness gracious, I'm so glad that time passed. Excuse me, you can still hear I'm kind of congested. All right, so the one thing is, okay, stay hydrated, right? And have your electrolytes. But then the second thing under that is you got to make sure your environment has moist air. Not everybody digs this, but you can get a warm humidifier, and that will help you to be able to breathe easier at night, especially when you sleep. I swear by this Vicks hot humidifier. I absolutely love it. I've been using, and just so you know, this is not sponsored. I've been using Vicks, I want to say the Vicks humidifier for years for my kids. Whether they had allergies, whether they had sickness, bronchial issues, I've always leaned hard on that, and I've especially leaned hard on it during the winter months when it was super cold and I just wanted to make their room a little toasty. I would use that, and it also helped them if they had any kind of coughing, because it made it a wet cough instead of a dry cough, so it did help them. Now, if you're the kind of person where you're like, all right, Melody, I just don't like a hot room, I also have an awesome cooling humidifier. You're going to find both links for both humidifiers in the video description below, and they are fabulous. One is, the hot one is not top filled, but the cool one is a top fill, and it also has a cool little light. So I actually work with that brand. That's Everlasting Comfort. They are a fabulous brand. And yeah, thank you, Everlasting Comfort, for the samples. All right, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to tell you another thing. So you want to make sure that you are also just making sure you are fully recovered before you're starting to go back to the gym. I'm talking to myself here. You want to make sure you're fully recovered before you go back to the gym. But if you want to do something, light stretches is good. What I did today was I took a small, short walk. And then I also just stayed in the sun rays for like up to 10 minutes. And then I went back in. Like, I just couldn't take any more. My energy levels are just not there yet. So I've just decided to just do that. The reason why also you want to make sure that you are fully recovered is whenever you start a lifestyle like this, it does bring on a small stressor for your body. And we all want to keep those cortisol levels low, because we know cortisol levels, that's that stress hormone. You don't want it raised. You don't want to feel stressed and, oh my gosh, I was supposed to start on Monday with the carnivore diet and here it is Wednesday and I'm still sick. It's okay. Like, it's all right. You just start what's best for you. You start when it's best for you. When you feel better, jump in and start doing the taper method, and then you can continue from there. All right. Another thing that some people take into consideration as a factor, sometimes they forget this, is your fitness goal. So your fitness goal, some people like to align their diet with their workouts, and that's always cool. That's something I actually like to do, so that way I get the best of both, right? But also people like to monitor their performance and their recovery during that time, and you have to take into consideration what time factor are you going to use to track, or do you have a specific app that's going to help you? And then also, we're going to be talking about lifestyle changes, and this goes for everybody. If you're starting this, are you going to be able to start when you have a lighter workload at work? If you have any kind of family or friend commitments, parties, engagements that you have to attend before you start this lifestyle. And then also this is very important. You're mentally preparing yourself. You have to prepare yourself for people that might challenge you against the carnivore diet. And then you have to also prepare yourself mentally to accept this change. And I think that's even harder than dealing with the people that challenge you. And the reason why is sometimes we can be our worst enemy, you know, saying to ourselves, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. But we have to like mentally change how we think and transform how we think, approaching this new lifestyle. And also it's just going to be a great way how you start this way of living successfully. All right. Another thing that I wanted to touch on was a financial budget. Some people will be like, I don't know how much to spend. I don't know how much to eat. So it just depends on where you buy your meat. Sometimes you can buy your meat from places like Costco. You can do like meat deliveries. Like Good Ranchers is a great place to go to for meat delivery. You can do that. They're not a sponsor, but someone gifted me a box from them and I absolutely love their stuff. You're going to see an unboxing on it this week. And then also, you can shop modestly, guys. Like if you go to your local supermarket and get specific cuts, cheap cuts of meat that can help to stretch your budget and you can save some money. So those are things that you have to think about, like what you want as your go-to meat, especially during something that's like a very easy process to make, because you're not going to want anything complex during this time. All right. And then I got a bonus for you. Got a bonus. This is going to be something I've told you in all my videos. This is a statistic that I got, which is 42% of people that write goals down are more likely to achieve them. So if you've written your goal down on, I want to lose 5 pounds this month, guess what? You've already achieved it because you've written it down. So that's half the battle. Now you just got to do it through the diet and the exercise, right? So I tell you this all the time, make sure that you're journaling, you're writing it down. If you don't write it down, you can risk something like this. Hey, what happened to you? I haven't seen you in like 12 months, dude? You said you were coming back. What happened? I just left for a little while and then like I forgot. Forgot to write it down, so I just decided to come back and revisit. Yes. Okay, all right. We can fix this. I know this is 2024, but we can turn this to 2025. Let's get started right now. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I promise. I'm coming right back. Wait, come back. Where are you going? Okay, so whether you're beginning for weight loss, you want to reach a fitness goal, or maybe you're just wanting to practice a physical or more healthier mental lifestyle, make sure you're considering these 5 goals, these 5 factors that we talked about in this video. And for me, since I'm in category 3 with cold, I wanted to feel the burn. I wanted to go back to the gym and lift. I wanted to sweat like I would normally do, but I decided to put a pause on that so that way I could recover faster. So instead of that, I don't want to prolong my health journey. I want to have my body heal so that way I can maximize my exercise time and my carnivore time with you guys. But, I'm also under the care of a doctor, which is going to be another crazy video that I'm going to release for you guys. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Something happened during the snow-in while I was sick. It was the worst thing not worse, but it was quite a crazy moment, and I had to deal with some things that was not very comfortable. So I will share that with you in the next video. I'm probably going to make a video out of it with the doctor if they approve it. So yeah. All right. Anyway, when we touched on these 5 factors, Sometimes you may not have any idea what side effects you might personally get from the beginning within the carnivore diet. And my first video I have on this channel, it talks about things that I wish someone told me before beginning carnivore diet. Go ahead. I'm not scaring you, I promise. Just go ahead, get a good laugh from it. But it does give you some great information on what you can grab up before you start the carnivore diet. Go ahead and tap on that screen or click on that video right now.